March 14 and 15, policy actors and educational leaders gathered in Johannesburg, South Africa for the SADC UNESCO Education Sustainable Development Policy Dialogue to discuss ESD activities as a way of advocating for ESD integration into policies, curriculum, and leadership activities in the SADC region, and to reaffirm education as a common good. Day one of the event saw keynote remarks from key stakeholders such as Honorable Agnes Nyalonge, Minister of Education from Malawi, and Professor Matole Moshega, former Premier of Gauteng Province, member of the House of Assembly.
And we're doing a lot to empower and mobilize the youth. We're doing a lot to accelerate local level action, which should also involve actors beyond the education sector.
Attendees then had the opportunity to join various panel discussions that highlighted and emphasized the need for ESD in policy frameworks, educational institutions, and discussions that showed the need to empower teachers to transform the sustainable educational space in key SADC regions.
The aim is to encourage changes in knowledge, skills, values, and norms to create a sustainable and just society for all people.
Key stakeholders such as youth representatives, policymakers, educators who will be implementing ESD activities in their regions were invited to participate in an interactive session that looked at the practicalities and challenges they might have implementing the activities in their specific countries.
Let's make ESD fun for the youth.
After a dynamic start to the two-day event, that brought day one to a close, and day two promises more focus on youth experiences of ESD and what kind of support they may need to achieve ESD for 2030. During the second day of convening, the youth were at the forefront of discussions. In a panel discussion moderated by Reynold Magunda, youth representative from Namibia, young people had an opportunity to voice their experiences of their ESD work and how they feel ESD can expand in their various regions.
We have now started to create our youth policy brief. We have started now to put in our interventions, follow through, look for support.
We can only do what is in front of us now and work with the best available knowledge, the best available skills, and work with as many people as we can to try and address what we are dealing with now.
Institutions such as these have got very normative cultural practices, right, that informs the institutional culture, the institutional values, and how the institution in and of itself formulates policy.
While focus has been on educational initiative within institutions, this gathering aimed to bring to the forefront climate action in key SADC regions and what their aspirations are for achieving ESD 2030.
We appreciate that the Ministry of Education has integrated, or rather has recognized that environmental education, climate change and ESD are cross-cutting issues that should be integrated into learning and teaching.
ESD for 2030 places emphasis on education's contribution to the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. Given the fact that there is very little time left to achieve the SDGs, it is crucial to accelerate ESD in the decade of action to deliver the goals.
We are also trying to look at competencies that will enable now the individuals to act in a sustainable manner. And in that regard, we have the Environmental Authority again leading very actively, visiting our schools to ensure that the restoration activity is taking place.